ADA kind of has its back up against the wall right now on this daily chart. 200-day moving average, 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average. The convergence of all three is something we want to see. But right now, ADA trading below all three moving averages. That is a very big deal and something that we should probably monitor closely, especially as they all converge together. This area that ADA is at right now, it really couldn't get any more critical as we start trying to anticipate what the next move is. Now, I will say this is kind of the one last shot for ADA, but in this video, besides talking about the challenge that lies in front of ADA on the short term this week as we start this new week, I also want to talk about why, if ADA is able to overcome this challenge, Cardano might be getting ready to give us that explosive move that comes out of nowhere that we enjoy, but oftentimes we have to wait a very long time for. That could be getting ready to happen, and I want to show you what that would look like. The target to the upside might surprise you, but we'll cover that after we talk about the challenge itself, the wall, the brick wall that is in front of ADA right now. So hit that like button for me as we get this started, and let's do it. I want to start with a video from January 8th for context. Real quick, a clip. We're going to start seeing this shift, and this could be a multi-month shift. This isn't like a weekly thing. This could be multi-month, but getting to this 20-week moving average and above, which is right now at 36 cents, could be the indicator that we're waiting to see. Now, I want to start with that, and I know I talk about it all the time, but look at the move. We got that move to the 20-week moving average in green, and we've been trading above it. Remember, in that video on January 8th, or around a month and a half ago or so, I said this is a multi-month thing. This isn't like the beginning of some skyrocket bull market. We're going back to $3. This is a multi-month pivot. We're tracking it. And it's kind of exhausting sometimes to track it, especially when we're in patterns like this. Look at this sideways. But we got this move, and it's very important. As ADA is at this shorter term challenge and this hurdle that we're going to talk about on the daily chart, this macro move that happened, I can't stress enough, this is incredibly important and bullish, in my view, for Cardano on the macro. And I mean on the macro, on the zoomed out, the multi-month, the multi-year aspect of things. So let's talk about this now. Now, to set the context for what is happening on this chart, the daily and the challenge, and also why the back is up against the wall right now, here is a clip also from January 15th. Check this out. You see this resistance right here. Will there be continuation for ADA bulls to, at the very least, make a move into this area to continue testing it? The 39.40 cent area, I can't help but wonder if it's going to be tested. I can't help but wonder if it's going to be tested. That was January 15th, and sure enough, it was tested, everybody. Now, I bring up that video and these clips. It's so easy for me to set context, especially for people that haven't been watching my technical analysis, but also to remind ourselves, these areas that we watch and we anticipate, they require so much patience just to track and see what happens, right? Because we're talking about this 39 to 40 cent area, this Fibonacci, this lower high Fibonacci range that ADA was potentially getting ready to make a move to, right? It was kind of testing that area when I did the video. I believe it was right around here. Is it going to make the move to this area? And it did. And just look at the resistance all in here. Obviously, we had a nice move, a breakaway, but what do we like to see? We like to see continuation, separation from that resistance area. And ADA just got pulled right back down multiple times into this Fibonacci range of resistance. So that's one thing, a very crucial big challenge that ADA has just contended with and failed mainly to break above and out of that area. Now, while that's happening, something else crucial has been happening. We've had the convergence of these moving averages, the 20, the 200, and the 50 in blue. And you can see what we want to see is ADA showing support, signs of support above those moving averages. And right now, ADA fell below all the moving averages after falling back into the resistance area, slightly below, and we're still in the resistance area, this lower high rectangle that you see, this green channel, but right now below all these moving averages as they come together. This area around now, it's even smaller, 38 cents to right around 37 cents, as ADA is just below 37 cents. That area of resistance is huge. Now that plays into an explosive move for ADA. If we get a nice green week, we're going to talk about that in a second and what the targets to the upside look like. They're exciting to look at. This isn't me saying I think it's going to happen, but this is the potential move that we could be preparing for. But the caution is definitely on the charts right now as ADA contends with this resistance. And the other thing that's just really just staring at me in the face is we do have this move for ADA most recently, right? We've had these nice higher highs. You can just see it's been very nice in the last month and a half or so. Now, if we look at the momentum though of ADA, what was happening during those higher highs, the momentum oscillator, slower moving momentum oscillators, RSI, lower highs. This is bearish divergence. This is the momentum of ADA fading. And while ADA is fading in momentum with those lower highs, you can see ADA price actually even falling below those moving averages that we just talked about. All of these things for me come together to say, hey, be cautious. I'd be saying a completely different thing right now if we're getting all the higher highs and higher lows and ADA price is above the moving averages as opposed to below them, right? It's just this continued momentum of price to the upside, even just tracking along the upside, the upper end of this Fibonacci resistance channel, but it's not. It's hovering towards the bottom of it, below the moving averages with that momentum to the downside that we just looked at. That's a caution. That's a red flag that I just want to be mindful of instead of just throwing just bullish targets out because maybe crypto has a green week. And a lot of this is going to be mainly stemming, what does this chart do? This is the S&P 500. Is it going to bounce off of this lower trend line to the upside? Stock market, is it going to open green? What's the US dollar currency index going to be doing? Right now we have a green candle, a red candle forming, and we're going to see, does this continue to the downside? Is there going to be continuation to the upside? Upside on this US dollar currency index, going to be bad for ADA most likely on this chart. We could see that downside. What does downside look like for ADA? Well, for me, if I go back to the weekly chart, it's that 20-week moving average down around 34 cents. That's that first area to track. If there's consolidation, continued consolidation as we begin this new week, it's only a 5, 6, 7% move away to start testing, maybe even falling slightly below that area. And then on the very macro, we know we have this falling wedge that we've broken out of, and a pullback to the area is in play if markets are going to just go crazy red. It's something to be ready for mentally. I want to talk about though, if the markets surprise us, and if all of this resistance breaks, stock markets open green, and things are looking really nice, here's the daily chart without all of the noise. This is very simply what's happening. We have broken out of this falling wedge. We've broken out. We've had consolidation to the convergence of the moving averages. And if ADA makes a move above those moving averages, and once again, above and out of this Fibonacci resistance for good with a bullish move of crypto markets, makes a move out of that and separates away, this is what we're looking at. ADA could really just break out big time, a very huge breakout to the upside. The target for ADA out of this falling wedge, right around 60 cents. But if I go over to the weekly chart, I want to look at, well, what's even on the way to 60 cents? There's a target, 60 cents target. What's on the way there? It's this 50-week moving average, I think, is probably a more relevant area to be cautious of, or to at least watch for if ADA is making an insane breakout this week. 50 cents. So 50-week moving average, 50 cents. What is ADA doing there? I'd anticipate some resistance. But again, 60 cents is the true target. And what's there? Right around there, the 200-week moving average. So this is a huge macro area, a huge macro target for ADA to break out to the upside. To even get to that channel, we'd be looking at, look at this, a 30 to 40% range to that 200-week moving average is 60+% move. This would be in crypto markets are just cruising, stock markets really just making a move to the upside, and we're in this very bullish environment. ADA, I think, is primed on the charts from a technical perspective if it can get past this huge hurdle to just make an insane run that many of us, we enjoy because we wait so often, or we wait so long, so patiently for moves like that. Well, the move could be setting up right now if ADA defies the odds along with the rest of markets this week. So that's what I'm looking at. That's a target to the upside. You've got the target to the downsides, everybody. I'm not here to do videos predicting or telling you what's going to happen next because nobody in the world knows how this week is going to open. Nobody knows what's going to happen. All I can do is visualize. All I can do is anticipate that these things are getting ready and we are kind of coming to a breaking point now. I think that's something that I feel pretty confident about. But again, this is just how I see the charts, how I do things. but we're either going to get a pretty big move to the downside because of the resistance that it's coming together in this convergence of the moving averages at this lower high, or if ADA succeeds in breaking this entire area, it's going to be a massive breakout. So I think this sideways mess that we've been in, I don't think it's going to be that much longer. Time will tell which direction we go into. All I know is I need to sit back and be ready for it, and I hope you're all ready too. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.